Welcome back, people. How you all doing? I hope you're well. I hope you're still having a bloody good day. Right, who are the founding fathers? The founding fathers for kids. I did mention the other day in a video that I was reacting to, is Abe Lincoln one of the founding fathers? And again, I will ask daft things, but at the same time, no question's silly, really, is it? I don't know. But anyway, I didn't know, so I asked. People said, no, he wasn't a founding father. He was like the 16th president or something along them lines. So, I had a look for someone to tell me who the founding fathers are. Benjamin Franklin and all that, I know that, but I ain't got a clue. I think that's about the only name I know, Benjamin Franklin. Oh, it's going to tell me now that's not even the founding father. I should watch this before I say anything else. Stupid. But anyway, this one's for kids, so if I can't learn from this, Jesus Christ. Learn all about the founding fathers of the United States of America. Give it a subscribe, give it a like. Right, let's see who the founding fathers are. Let's see which one of my ancestors ran away. Learn bright.
America's founding fathers: George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, Benjamin Franklin,
Yep.
Alexander Hamilton,
No.
John Jay,
No.
and James Madison.
Nope.
Do these names ring any bells, or do you recognize
four
any of
did.
them? Did you know that these 7 men are a big reason why the United States exists today? The term founding father was first used in 1916 by an American president,
Yeah, I didn't know
Warren
that.
G. Harding, to describe these men, even though they lived over 200 years before his speech. Now, people use this phrase when they are talking about a person or a group of people who started something significant. These 7 men are some of the individuals credited for founding the United States of America as it exists today. This is why they are referred to as the Founding Fathers. And there are women who could be referred to as founding mothers, because they also participated in the American Revolution and made many important contributions.
Well, of course, it makes sense, that does, but yeah, I've never heard that before, so yeah.
Are women who could be referred to as founding mothers, because they also participated in the American Revolution and made many important contributions. 4 of the founding fathers went on to become president of the United States. Can you guess which 4?
I feel like it's the 4 that I knew the names to. The first ones.
George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, John Adams,
No.
and James Madison.
No.
Did you guess any of these correctly?
2 of them.
Nice work.
Thank
Let's
you.
learn even more facts about the founding fathers, shall we? George Washington is referred to as the father of his country because he was such an influential leader. He became the first president of the United States after he unanimously won the vote. Washington was also the commander-in-chief of the Continental Army. He was in command of many people who were not used to fighting.
That flag there, has AI done that, or is that a flag? Did you have a flag that looked like that? Do you have a flag that looks like that, or is that AI just doing this? Because that to me looks like the stars, the circle stars, looks like the European Union flag to me. I feel like AI's done that, because I've 100% never seen this flag.
They were not the typical army that we think of now that trains for war. Nope, these people were not soldiers. They were farmers and merchants, everyday people who had to fight for their freedom. Washington led these people in various battles against the British during the American Revolutionary War. He had success in
Them
many
damn
of those
British.
battles. When the Constitution was being written, a constitutional convention was held to decide how America was going to be governed, and George Washington was chosen as president over that convention.
Pick me,
That's a
pick
lot
me.
of big jobs for one person to have. No wonder we call George Washington the father of his country. When Washington was president, John Adams served as his vice president. After that,
Okay.
John Adams became the country's second president. Thomas Jefferson served as John Adams' vice president, and then he became the third president of the United States. After Thomas
I see the
Jefferson,
pattern.
James Madison became the fourth president of the new country. John Jay became the first Chief Justice of the Supreme Court and served for 34 years before he resigned. In 1795, he became New York's first governor. Alexander Hamilton was appointed by George Washington as the first Secretary of the Treasury. His image appears on the $10 bill. You may know a little more about him. Benjamin Franklin wasn't just
I love how, I don't know, people get together and just make a Western civilized nation. It's mental. Just by implementing stuff.
a politician. He was also a scientist and
Yes, I know there were civilizations there before, but you know what I mean? Advanced civilization.
inventor. He invented
Scientists and
bifocal
inventions.
glasses,
That's
the
what I'm about.
lightning rod, and the Franklin stove. He also published a best-selling book called Poor
I knew the
Richard's
glasses.
Almanac. It included weather forecasts, astronomical information, and poetry. It also included proverbs or sayings that we still use today, such as early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise.
Never
One of
heard
the
that.
ways the founding fathers fought for America's independence was by writing different documents that helped unite the colonists and encourage them in their fight for freedom. Three of those important documents are the Declaration of Independence, the Federalist Papers, and the Treaty of Paris. The Declaration of Independence was signed on July 4th, 1776, which is
I
why
knew
we
that.
refer to the 4th of July as Independence Day. It's the day America became an independent nation from Great Britain. It was first written by a committee of 5, and 3 of those were founding fathers: John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, and Benjamin Franklin. The Federalist Papers is a collection of essays that was written to encourage the approval of the Constitution of the United States. The Federalist Papers were written by 3 of the founding fathers: Alexander Hamilton, James Madison, and John Jay. The Treaty of Paris is another important document because it negotiated the end of the American Revolutionary War. The treaty recognized American independence from Britain and established borders for the United States. Britain signed the treaty, and the war ended. John Jay, John Adams, and Benjamin Franklin were the founding fathers who wrote the Treaty of Paris. Other individuals often listed as founding fathers include the following: Samuel Adams, who was the cousin of John Adams and a politician during the American Revolutionary War;
No, not heard of him.
Patrick Henry, who was known for the famous words, "Give me liberty or give me death." His influence helped create the Bill of Rights.
I'm not even sure that I've heard that quote neither. Bill of Rights I've heard of.
John Marshall served in the Continental Army under
I
Washington,
feel like I know that name.
and George Mason helped create the
Nope.
Constitution, pushed for the Bill of Rights, and influenced the drafting of the Declaration of Independence. There were many others who helped bring about America's independence from Great Britain, who could also be referred to as founding fathers. But we've made a great list. Now that you've learned more about the founding fathers, let's review. Can you name one of the 3 important documents that helped lead America to independence from Great Britain? Did you remember the Declaration of Independence, the Federalist Papers, and the Treaty of Paris? Fill in the
No.
blank. The Declaration of Independence was first drafted by the committee of
I weren't expecting this. This is not fair. If you told me that there was going to be a test at the end, I'd have.
5.
No.
What was the name of the war the American colonists fought against the British? The
Independence.
American Revolutionary War. How many of the founding fathers went on to serve as President of the United States?
3.
4. Great work, historians! The founding
I
fathers had a
failed.
unique vision and made efforts that led to American independence from Great Britain. While they did a lot of important things, they weren't perfect people. Some of them did stuff that wasn't so great, like encouraging and participating in the enslaving of African people, continuing the mistreatment of indigenous
Pardon me.
people, and ignoring the rights of women. So, when we celebrate the amazing things the founding fathers
Excuse me. You just told me that women was a part of it, leading the way, so they couldn't have been that harsh on women.
continuing the mistreatment of indigenous people, and ignoring the
All
rights of
terrible.
women. So, when we celebrate
See, that's too contradictory to me. I know women's rights didn't come till much later and all stuff like that, but some women were getting listened to.
the amazing things the founding fathers did, we also recognize that they weren't faultless. If you could be recognized as
Who
a
is?
founding father or a founding mother, what would you want it to be for and why?
Hope you had fun learning with us. Visit us at
I was
learnbright.org
having fun till you gave
for
me a
thousands
test.
of free resources and turnkey solutions.
I actually really enjoyed that, but again, weren't fair. If I ever check one of their things out again, it was for children, and I still bloody failed that. Oh my god. But yeah, it's going to take me bloody years before I learn everything there is to know about you guys over there and all your stuff. But no, I've got to start somewhere. I've only been doing it about 7 weeks on this now. But yeah, no, that was very fascinating. I didn't know half of that. As you can tell, I massively failed on the test. A test for 5-year-olds. But no, I really enjoyed that. It will eventually stick in there. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, give us a thumbs up if you want to, and enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Bye bye.